gamers of the world, welcome to the video. I'm GetGoodGuy. I might need a different intro to that. I'm thinking about it. I used to have ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. Now it's gamers of the world. Maybe I need something else. That's completely irrelevant, but also, yeah, my voice is messed up. You might be able to hear it. And quite clearly, this is not a scripted video. This is not how I would intend to start a video, but we're just going to keep rolling with it. I am ill as balls. You know, if balls were ill, I'd be them. Ill balls, get good guy. But for those of you that are subscribed or are used to seeing my videos recommended to you, you may know that I haven't released a video in about a week or so, something like that. And regarding the title, it's not as if I just quit Battlefield flat out, gave up on the game, gave up on YouTube, nothing like that. I'm not going to mislead you. That's not the case. But it did basically just take a week away, and today we're going to address that, because I feel like if you're a content creator and you just stop making content, you should probably talk about it and explain why. I'm also going to talk about what the plans are moving forwards, what this means for the game, kind of like a year-end review for Battlefield really, but in a less serious manner than before, just me and you just having a chat basically, and you let me know what you think in the comments below. And then what you can expect from me moving forwards regarding Battlefield, what we can hopefully expect from Battlefield in general, and all that kinds of business and stuffs, alright? So I've not been playing BF5 because I don't agree with the direction it's being taken in, and I hope this alters soon, and I am very interested in what you guys think. In the past year, that game has been altered in some good ways and also a lot of bad ways, and as I've talked about previously at length, which I'm not going to get into fully today, the management and direction of the game is muddled, it's poor, and I would be really interested, I doubt they're going to tell us, but I'd be really interested in if all the things they put in place to try to get new players in and keep them playing actually worked, because I would have my doubts, because the game wasn't particularly marketed. They altered the gunplay and all that kind of stuff, changed the time to kill of many weapons, added really strong auto rotation with controllers. I don't know about mouse, I'm not sure, but these are clearly things that would make it a more friendly scenario for some new players, less punishing, let's say. But if you don't market that, then what do you expect to happen, Dice? I'm not too convinced. But it's not a rant we're going for today. I'm just going to explain my position. I'm not really enjoying Battlefield 5 anymore at all. I know I've kind of said that before, but there was some enjoyment involved. In recent times, that's just gone. It's just dissipated. There's just nothing for me on there. So taking a break was kind of an effort to refresh myself and hopefully come back to the game and find it fun again at some point. I think I'm going to have to view it differently, as some of you may need to or may have already done. Maybe find new ways of playing or new things to latch onto, because the things that I've been focusing on just aren't bringing me much reward. Like video wise, it's good. Views wise, it's been good. I know how to get views on the game at this point. Finally, it's taken long enough for me to work out what content works for me. But I could run this game until the new one comes out, for content and for finances without significant issue, I don't think. For my sanity, I'm not so sure, which is probably why a lot of you guys out there aren't playing it all the time. I know a lot of content creators have kind of taken a break or play it less regularly now. A lot of content creators going and playing BF1 or Call of Duty and stuff on stream, as well as BF5. SMK Gaming I spoke to the other day, don't know if you're aware of him, makes some good stuff, check him out. I know that I was saying about how I hadn't played, and he said the same, he hadn't played for the longest period of time since the game released. And I think the game needs some kind of, not refresh, because that's kind of what they did recently and it was flawed, but they need a new direction, a new focus. It needs something. I'll switch it here. This is Destiny, because I don't have much Battlefield footage, I've not been playing it, so this is what I've been up to on Destiny of late. If you don't want to watch that, then if you want to leave because it's not that footage, then that's up to you. I am still going to just talk about Battlefield though, if you want to watch some different gameplay in the background, and if you want to just hear me talk about Battlefield, or maybe have it like a podcast, just listen, that's fine. But try watching it. This game is good. You can play this game for free, you know. There's a free to play model and a pay to play model. I would encourage anyone to check it out, because even if you don't like it, you don't lose anything. For free, you can play the first 2 years of content and all of the PvP stuff, which most of you are going to be interested in because you like multiplayer shooters. And then if you do enjoy it, you could just pay for the third year stuff if you wanted, and you're good to go. The first 2 years are totally free now. Check it out. But I've been having a great time on Destiny because it offers what Battlefield doesn't for me. It's an ever-evolving experience whilst remaining somewhat consistent in terms of its ethos. Battlefield, I wouldn't say is ever-evolving, it just changes. It doesn't necessarily get better. That there's good and there's bad, and they're completely confusing. Like the weapon balance right now is objectively terrible if you know what you're doing when you look at the stats. Like, it's really, really poorly done, and it's probably not going to get better in the short term. But yeah, Destiny is a more complete experience. This, for me, is a proper live service. Battlefield 5 is called a live service. I don't view it as one. I don't think adding a little content here and there, drip feeding it out, and some weeks it being just a few cosmetic little bits. Dude, I'm not into it. I don't think that, by definition, some will call it a live service, and that's fine. I'm not saying you can't. But my definition, I don't see that as a live service. It's not enough. It's not enough, and it's generally not of high enough quality. They don't hit the mark often enough. They don't release without significant bugs, and it's often not on time either. Destiny 2, I've played for the past, I left it for a year and came back. Well, I've been playing for maybe 3 months. I'm not sure again, maybe a couple of months, and have had so much to do. I still have so much to do. And Battlefield, I just don't have that. And I'd be really interested to see if you feel the same. Are you just at a point of where playing Battlefield feels a little inconsequential or pointless? It doesn't always have to be about progression and new things, but I also feel like the game doesn't offer enough to keep you interested, even with its core values. Especially when many people now are saying it feels watered down with the gunplay changes and such like, and with a very small window or a very small amount of guns now being viable compared to before, when they apparently wanted to do the opposite of that in terms of what they told us. Again, I don't put too much stock into what companies tell me unless they have a track history of delivering on it and being honest, let's say. And I don't feel like DICE have done that since Battlefield 5 release, so I don't believe that, or I don't believe that was the main reason why they did it. I don't think they intended to completely screw up weapon balance, but I do think they did. There are many guns in the game now, many guns that might even be the best gun in the class for a specific role, but it's wildly outclassed by another gun in a different class. So a lot of guns now just kind of push to the point of irrelevancy. You know what to use for short range, and it's like maybe 3, 4, 5 guns. You know what to do for mid range, and it's, again, just STG is good for this and that, and K7's pretty solid again. The AGM-42 is the only real long-range SLR worth it. There are other long-range SLRs, but the 2-tap headshot of an AGM/42 is good, but SLRs now, sorry, not SLRs, semi-autos are outclassed statistically. They are, I promise you, they actually are. It's not that they can't be used well, but in terms of balancing, they're not in a good spot. Now, I do want to say, if you got this game, not what you're watching now, if you got Battlefield 5 for Christmas or something, if you did get it, then don't watch these videos and be like, oh, I can't possibly enjoy this game. It means it's bad. Go and play it, see if you like it. It might work for you. You might like it. There are good things about it. The game could be fantastic. If they switch some stuff around, I would really enjoy it. But in its current form, it's not what I want it to be. Not in a selfish manner, but it's just, I feel it's a bit of a letdown, to put it lightly. What can they do about it? As I said, they need I've said before, they need a cultural shift, they need management changes, and I would absolutely completely revamp the content creator program, the game changer program. I think it's heavily flawed, and this isn't me calling out the game changers, I just think the program sucks. I've seen it done much better elsewhere, and I can think of a great many ideas that would be both good for the content creators and for DICE, and for Battlefield. It's not being utilised properly at the minute, and I do not understand the selection basis for a lot of it, quite frankly. I think it's pretty terrible sometimes. There are some people that game changers where they're now at a point where they don't offer anything, and they're not being offered anything. There are some game changers, some of them I know, in the lower tier, let's say, of game changers, because they kind of have different levels, and they may as well not be game changers. They just don't really get anything from it. It's just a title at this point. They also need to get not just creators, but just knowledgeable people in the community to come on as, or to periodically use as consultants. Like, get some of the guys I speak to about the weapon balance and analysing the stats. Get some of the knowledgeable players. Get some of the top tier players in. I'm not saying they don't have them, but you know what I mean. Design things around people that really have an interest and spend a lot of time looking at this and have knowledge to share. Perhaps pull fresh blood from elsewhere as well, from different communities or different games. Stop living in a bubble, in an echo chamber, and maybe this could turn around, but only if management completely shifts how they view things or get replaced. As for me, videos will now start up again, by the way, much more regularly. A lot of BF5 still, because I think I can enjoy it if I, having taken this break, and if I view it somewhat differently. Maybe don't take it seriously, because I can't take it seriously. I think it's for me now, and for some other people as well, I imagine, probably quite a large amount of them. Having done this for a living, I know what I'm doing on the game now, let's say, and it's very easy for me to do well on it if I play in a very specific way with very specific guns, because that's what DICE have now created. You just have to fit within a certain box and play that mana with the right stuff, and you'll do well if you have some basic skills and game sense. It now is very difficult to do well playing in other manners and with different weapons, with a lot of weapons, because, like I say, I think they've messed up the balance. There's now also a disparity with there being really strong auto-rotation with controllers, so if you don't want to use it, you suffer sometimes. If you do want to use it, you get a benefit, but it also can do annoying things, and it just reduces the skill gap overall. I don't think Battlefield needed it, Battlefield 5, because it didn't have it, and no one was calling for it from what I could tell, so it's just, I don't think that's a good move. And it's having a detrimental effect. Aiming is now less important. You can just kind of rely on the snap-on lock, which can completely change how you're playing and what it requires to be good at the game now. But yeah, sorry, more Battlefield. But also, I know I've said this before, but I do intend to do other games. I don't know how successful that will be. The YouTube algorithm is very unforgiving, but I don't think I could just do BF5 for another year or 2 years and keep enjoying. And I'm doing this job because I enjoy it. I could, at least at the minute, go and do other things and make more money. As some of you know, I turned down a streaming deal as well recently, which would have been guaranteed money. It's not all about money. I want to enjoy what I'm doing and provide quality content, and Battlefield 5 makes that a little tough. So while I will continue to do this a lot and regularly, I do want to mix in some other stuff, even if it only gets like 1,000 views and tanks my algorithm placement. I gotta try stuff and hopefully branch out here and there and just have some fun with it. And I'll be playing other games on stream as soon as I feel well enough, not just with my cold, but with my long-term health issues I've had for the past year or so, which some of you will know about, and stuff like that. Once I can stream reliably, then I will start streaming again. The link to that is in the description at mixer.com. I will probably keep doing it there. If not, I'll tell you if that changes. But yeah, so if you've enjoyed watching the Destiny content, great, because I may throw some of that in. Definitely on stream. I don't know about videos, we'll see. I'm going to try some other stuff, mix it up, see what happens. So yeah, we'll see what happens moving forward. I hope you enjoyed. This was not a particularly focused video, but a personable one, I hope you vibe with it. My year-end review of Battlefield, kind of, plus where we're at with this channel, and I hope things improve in the next year for this game, for Battlefield that is, but we'll have to wait and see. I hope you're still enjoying it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, catch up with my content, or see it in future rather. You can follow my stream and join my Discord server in the description below, and here's the board of awesome for the truly, genuinely epic people who support the channel on Patreon. I really do appreciate them all. I do. I love you all deeply and, of course, often. And with that all said, I am GetGoodGuy, and I will see you next time. Laters. And thus we have a great many players just confused beyond belief about what's good and bad, what's now used for what, how quickly some guns now kill, whether the guns are like before can still be used in the same way, and all that kind of stuff. So I've been making list breakdowns to try to clear things up for you guys. Today is no different.